Okay, we're going to set the rockers, or set the tappets, rockers, whatever you'd like to call them. And the idea is that the screws in the end of the cam followers, we just adjust them up, and that takes up the valve clearance. Now, what I would like to discuss is how do we know which one to do? You know, you can't just run along them all because there's always going to be a valve open or closed. So on our engine, we're still on top dead center. So if you can picture cutting your engine in half here, and by cutting your engine in half, you can work out easily in probably one or two full turns of the crank how to do it, or which ones you should be doing. So we're on top dead center. So if you cut the engine in half, when number 4 is rocking, you can see the valves are just finishing the exhaust stroke, just coming up onto inlet. It should be firing on number 1. So these will have clearance, so that's where you set. When these fellas start rocking, you set that one. So you do them in pairs. So if number 4 is rocking, you set number 1. If number 1's rocking, and it will be rocking in one full crankshaft turn, you set number 4. If number 2 is rocking, you set number 3. If number 3 is rocking, you set number 2. So these are a pair, those are a pair. So hopefully that's clear enough. Now, if I hold the rockers against the cam followers, you can see that, watch these two, you can see that they're rocking. So we know that they're rocking. So there is, you can set, like with those rocking, you could go 1, 2, 3, and 4 and set them, and then at 180 you could go the other. But I like to explain it to apprentices and that, just split them in half, and on these engines you'll be fine. So number 4 is rocking, so we set number 1. So now I've got these feeler gauges. These are new. I'll put a link down in the description for where to buy these if you don't have a set already. It's just through our Amazon affiliate program. Whether you buy them there or not just does not matter. I just thought I'd make it easy, easy for you all to define some of the tools I use, because we get questions from them. So all we have to do here is wind out the top bolt until we have 12th thou clearance, then lock the lock nut. And you don't have to be a big-fisted bastard, you just need to lock it down. Now, in this instance, our engine, pardon me, in our engine, once it gets hot, it's going to have the tank off and we're going to do it again. So, and look, my shifter here is just because the lock nut's just a bit tied up the top there. That should have it. So the idea is you put your feeler gauge between the valve and the rocker arm. I've got my worn half-inch spanner on the flat on the cam follower. And what we're looking to do is just have enough clearance that the 12th thou feeler gauge will go in. There we go. So I'm gonna, excuse me for a second, I'm gonna go and get, oh no, I have it here. Stop looking, I found it. So you have two 9/16 spanners. You hold the top screw. The little spanner on the cam follower is going to stop it from turning, and you just nip it up. And you check it again, and that's tightened up a little bit. So by not over tightening the lock nut, you can actually find the adjustment there. So look, that's good. I'm certainly happy with that. So I will just nip that lock nut again. And that's all we need at this stage. Same for the next one. So we put the spanner on the flat. I usually lock it over against a head stud. We wind the screw up. Until we have 12th thou clearance. Okay, so we just check how we're travelling there. I find I make them a little loose, and when you tighten the lock nut, it seems to nip it up just that little bit. Takes up any slop in the threads. Well, how are we going there? Yeah, look, that feels really good. So we just check that again, that's good. And we just check this one before we move on. That's good. So, in the direction of rotation of the engine, what's the firing order? 1, 3, 4, 2. So, if we've set number 1 and we want to set number 3, we could reasonably expect that the next one to rock would be 2. And so you can see that rocking there. So we've set 1. So now it's time to set number 3. Same exact procedure. Get my spanners. Yep, you've never got enough hands doing this job. So we'll just bring that. The threads are a little bit firm. With new cam followers and new bolts, the threads are a little firm, which is good. And what I might do, I'll set this one, and when we set this other one, I'll actually bring the camera around this way here so you can just see the back room. Okay, so we're looking for 12 thou or 0.3 of a millimetre. That feels good. Then we hold the top one, hold the bottom one, and nip the lock nut up. And recheck. All right, I'll bring the camera around this other side here and I'll show you the process from the back here. I won't cover doing every single one. I imagine that'll be pretty boring viewing, but I will run through the firing order with you. Hang tight, I'll bring the camera around. Okay, we're doing this fella here. So we bring the spanner in against the flat and bring it round until it touches. So it's just holding the cam follower in place. Now with the 12 thou feeler gauge, put the feeler gauge under here, then we make this one longer, so we screw the bolt out and we feel for our 12 thou. Then usually once I got the 12 thou, I just move it a little bit, because when we hold that and turn this lock nut, So you've got to hold the bottom, make sure that spanner doesn't move. Hold the top screw here, and you have to nip the lock nut up. And you recheck your 12th thou. Look, that's fine. So from this angle, so it's 1, we've done number 1, 3, 4. So number 4's the next one, and you can see that in the frame, I can see. So if we know it's 1, 3, 4, 2, and we're ready to set, we've done number 1, we've done number 3, it's time to do number 4. Let's have a look. That's if I got my fire in order right. So we would expect number 1 here to be rocking. Next. So there we go. There's number 1 rocking. So we're happy with that. So number 4, we have to hang on to the cam follower, loosen the lock nut, and that lock nut can come down as we go. This one's a little bit tighter than some of the others, but that's fine. Okay, we've got no movement there, so we need to come back. Find our 12th thou feeler gauge. There we go. Yep, now bring this lock nut down. Now with this up against that head stud there, we should be able to hold this in place. And recheck. Yep, lovely. So there's no need, you've got to nip these up firm, but there's no need to bugger them up like our other ones. So this fella here, same story. That lock nut's a little firm there. Okay, so that feels tight. We'll run the lock nut down. Bring our 12th thou feeler gauge in. There we are. So once again, we use one of them to hold it and one of them to lock it. Yep, that's lovely. All right, we'll put the camera back around the front again. We've only got one to do, so we might as well keep going. Okay, we've done number 1, 3, 4. Now it's time to do number 2. Now, you can't see it, but we've done 1 full turn of the crankshaft. So the key is sitting up now. So what we're looking for now to set number 2, we need number 3 to rock. So we turn him over. So number 3 is rocking. So now it's time to set number 2. Whoop. Bashing the microphone. The whole show's falling apart. And we bring this cam follower adjusting screw up. And the lock nut down like you saw a moment ago. We bring the feeler gauge in until we have our 12th there. We hold the top screw. We make sure the cam follower can't turn. We hold the top screw and we nip the lock nut up. And, oh, that's gone a bit tight. Okay. Undo the lock nut. Back him off just a little. There we go. Lovely, tell your mum. Oh, that's gone a little tight again. There we go. That's better. Oh, we've got to have a fiddly one. I'll just check that lock nut. Yep, that's good. And lucky last. So we haven't done two full turns of the crankshaft yet. Once we're done here, where's the keyway's at the bottom. So we've done 1.5 turns of the crankshaft. I think that's okay. Oh, hang on, now I've buggered it up again. So we'll run the lock nut down. Make sure our 12th there is still where we think it is. Beautiful. Okay, so look, that's setting the rockers, tappets, top end. So I'll turn the engine now. So we've gone 1 full turn, then half a turn. So I'll bring the engine right up to number 1 now. So the key's up, we're rocking on number 4, we're firing on number 1. So we're rocking on number 4, we're rocking here and we're rocking there. So the other way you can do it is you can set this one 1, 2, miss one, hit one, miss one, hit one. See, there's your 12 there. God, that feels loose, lads. Hang on, I just got to check it. Yeah, that is a little loose. Hey, that just sounded not right. I'll just recheck that one. I'm just not happy with it. And look, turning the engine over a couple of times once you've done the rockers is a good thing. You know the cam followers have sat down properly on the cam. There's no grease or anything like that holding anything up. Too tight. But like I say, once this engine's run, I don't get too fussy at this stage, even though it might look like that. There we go. Okay. So yeah, while it's firing on number 1, you can go 1, 2, miss one, hit one, miss one, hit one. Right? So you don't have to worry about anything else. And it's quite within reason to set those. So we've got our 12 there, we've got our 12 there, 12 up here, and 12 up here. Beautiful. Okay, so I'll do 1 turn of the crankshaft. So the key is up on the front, so we'll turn it all the way. Key is up again. So you'll notice number 1's firing, rocking, so we're firing on number 4. So what you can do is 1, 2, miss one, hit one, miss one, hit one. So 1, 2, miss one, hit one, miss one, because that's tight, hit one. So in 1 full turn of the crank, you can do the whole lot. Now, however you want to do it. Now, to do a 6-cylinder engine, very same principle. You can do it in 1 full turn of the crank, or you can cut the engine in half and go 1 and 6, 2 and 5, 3 and 4. So, okay, look, that'll do that. That video is probably long enough with me waffling on. We'll move on to something else. Not sure what. You'll know soon enough.